Hello everybody, this video that you're about to watch is the bits of footage that I could not film on a stream due to being reception problems. So if people remember, I streamed at the base of the mountain and I streamed at the summit of the mountain. The bit in between, there was no reception whatsoever, so I had to revert back to hard recording. So the whole walk basically was hard recorded. I have filtered it down to roughly about 20 minutes out of about 3 hours worth of footage. Oh, kicking in now. Kicking in now. The legs are burning, it's official. Glorious. Clear the cobwebs.
Don't give up. Don't give up now. You can make it happen. Only you know how. Don't give up. Don't give it. You've come so far.
Firstly, I'd like to say a big apology to Philip Lafferty from Voicing CSA. Philip Lafferty is someone that I have interviewed before on my channel in regards to Voicing CSA and also in regards to PAG UK. Now, Philip had an event on the same day as this event, this Snowdon sponsored walk, but his event was in Newcastle and it was Voicing CSA. Unfortunately, I could not be in two places at once, so it was really unfortunate that I could not make it. However, I do understand that a few survivors from the PAG team and the Survivors Matter team did go down, and they assured me that the event went off really successfully and positively. So that put me at a peace of mind.
Don't give up now. You've got to keep on trying. Don't give up now. Not until it's done. Don't give up now.
I was divided, I must admit, because part of me wanted to cover this because it was PAG and because it was such a brilliant, constructive cause, and partly was because it was such a dynamic challenge to do. I could not really turn my eye off this. Now, what makes it even more interesting is when I asked my subbers for help in terms of helping me to decide, because I was really torn. The positive subbers, and thank you very much to everyone who could be bothered commenting. Thank you for putting down your preference to what I should cover. If you felt I didn't cover what you chose, then I do apologise. I was going from a democratic point of view. And that democracy said that it was going to be Snowdon. Now, having said that, when I did arrive, I was totally excited, full of adrenaline. You couldn't imagine how I was feeling, ready to get the job going. However, what I did not envisage was the lack of conditioning on my part, the weather conditions when you get to the summit, and carrying a camera in one position for the next 3 hours whilst you're in conditions that you could put down to being totally bleak, harsh and extreme. So it was all a hell of a challenge for me, and it was one that I could not wait to undertake. So as we got off the way, the route was pretty clear. The weather was pretty good, as you can see. There was only 2 people that I'd actually met before that was on this challenge, and that was Billy Howard from PAG UK and also Dean from PAG UK. The other chaps were either close friends of Billy or just associates in one way or the other. Now, going into a situation like that, you never know how it's going to be. You know, we're all big burly blokes, we're all trying to be dynamic and trying to get the job done. What I did find is when I got into these company of people, they were the most friendliest, helpful, considerate, patient people. No matter what you were doing, no matter how far back in the line you was, they were prepared to sit and patiently wait. They were prepared to help you in, you know, getting across, navigating any part of the course. Nothing was too much trouble. There was plenty of banter. They had a couple of characters in there that was spreading enough banter to keep everyone going in high spirits all the way through the actual walk. They help no end to lift everyone's spirits and keep everyone going. Because bearing in mind, once the lack of conditioning really took hold, that's when your demeanour drops. That's when your motivation drops. It's quite easy then at that point just to drop out of the whole challenge. But none of us done that. We all stuck to our guns. We all stuck together. We all had plenty of fun and kept our spirits up high. So, the terrain in some parts was unforgiving, some parts was quite moderate. I was quite surprised on how well the path was laid, considering on what a sparse and barren and bleak terrain it is, really. You know, someone over the years has gone to a lot of trouble to lay that path in such a remote area. The summit itself, to be honest with you, when you're looking at it from 2 miles further down, 3 miles further down, it doesn't look like it's going to affect you that much. It looks like a bit of snow-capped peaks. Okay, so you get up there, you realise, 1, you're in the clouds, 2, you're in a totally different weather system that does throw you. All of a sudden, you're in 50 to 60 mile an hour winds. It is totally unforgiving. All of a sudden, you are on a summit, which means that you've not got a lot of room. So that in itself gets you thinking that what logistical problems must have arose for them guys back then. We made it, guys, look. The mind boggles. And with such strong winds that are forcing you back, because the winds were in our face, then there's not a lot to really push you right off the edge. Now, that is one incident that very nearly happened to me just before I was about to set up the stream. I was on the actual summit. I was holding the podium because the winds were that strong and was against me. So they were forcing me away from the podium, which would have knocked me 10 feet off the podium. And then probably if I would have rolled awkwardly, you could literally roll right off the mountain because there was not much room then before you're literally off the mountain. I'm streaming, mate. We're going live. We're live. Let me just turn this sucker around. We're live at the peak. I know. This is precarious, guys. I have got to do this. We made it. Look, this is the peak. I think it's called Copa something. We made it. So what I did find is that when I did take my hand off, because there was 2 brilliant chaps that were there with us. Oh, it is so cold. You can see we're in the clouds. You can't even see anything around you. They were first to the podium, so I thought, right, I'm facing them now. I've got the camera in my hand. I'm going to take a photo for posterity. Photograph these guys being up there and made it. Apparently this is the highest point in England and Wales, and I'm streaming from it. Yes, I. Oh, it's calm down. Freezing. Absolutely physically. It's been worth it. It wasn't about me, it was about them. So I released my left hand from the podium in order to set my camera up into photo mode. The minute I done that, the gust of wind took me. Now it took me where I stepped back at least 2 steps. Now if it would have been 3-4 steps, I'd have been off that podium. I'd have been off that podium, probably done myself an injury because I would have fell 8 to 10 feet, but then I could have even rolled off even further. So that's how precarious that was. Now instead of that happening, there was the diligence and the sharp thinking of these 2 chaps, because they noticed instantly that the wind had caught me off my balance, and what they done was instantly grabbed my straps off my backpack, which was in front of me. Hey, what's that? And they kept me anchored to that spot so I could actually get a balance and get a foothold again. That's someone's hat. Yeah, PAG UK made it. We made it. The summit. Woo! Yeah. We're getting blown all over the bleeding place. This is windy, guys. You've got to... It's freezing. We're that high up, we're in the clouds, look. Can't see any light in the clouds. There it is, guys. That's it. Look at this dog. What a place to put the dog. Doc's got balls of steel, mate. Wow, I'm losing dexterity. Oh, brutal. I tell you what, I don't know why people do this for a living. I'm all up for challenges, but seriously, if it wasn't such a good cause... Say again? We're going down the track.
Did you get a video of your fall? Did you video it when you nearly went?
Nearly.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I was streaming up there.
Did you see it when you went?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, I need to see that. Let us know when you despair what it's on this.
Okay, will do, mate. So I would like to say to them 2 chaps, if it wasn't for you guys, I will probably be on the other side of Wales now in 10 different parts. Thank you very much, guys. Won't be forgotten what you done there. The whole day will not be forgotten. Your company will not be forgotten. What the whole challenge was about will not be forgotten. The feelings and the emotions, not only going up and going through all the pain and afterwards, but also the satisfaction knowing that this has raised nearly £2,000 for PAG UK Walking Centre to go towards paying the rent. That is what the issue was for. So all that combined, that day was nothing but an uber positive day. Shared it with the most welcoming people, for the most righteous of causes. And it's something that I would love to do again. And it's actually given me an idea to do more sponsored events like this. One, to blow the cobwebs off and to give people a bit of purpose into doing something productive and proactive. Two, to give awareness by doing that proactive act. And three, hopefully to raise funds by doing the proactive act and also being positive. So it's a trifecta of good causes that I do feel moving forward. Am I glad I've done it? Most definitely I'm glad I've done it. Am I feeling the pain for doing it? Most definitely am I feeling the pain for doing it. I think today is the first day where my calves are not aching and the rest of my legs are not aching. Honestly, you will not believe, but that is down to me and my lack of conditioning, and that is something that in which that when I do decide to do this again, I will take into consideration the physicality needed and the technique needed in order to have the longevity to stick through this project. However, I did manage to hang on by the skin of my teeth. So I got away with it. But it has shown me where my flaws are, in a sense. But satisfaction grew out of it. I love you all, even the pissing haters.